I'm Hailey.
I'm Sean.
And welcome to Hailey Hates Everything.
I pick a surprise topic.
And I get high and opinionated so we can discuss it together.
So grab a snack and hang out with us for
Hailey Hates Everything. We're back. Hi. Hello. How is everyone doing? It's me, Hailey. And I am joined by my friend and companion in life, Sean. Hello, Sean. How are you?
I'm doing good.
You're like, oh shit, did I get downgraded? He made a face. He was like, oh, this is news.
Back to the friend zone. I'm just your Samwise Gamgee.
Aw, Sam. Sam. You know, we did talk about that not too long ago, where we discussed, yeah, I'm definitely the Frodo, and you're the Samwise. I am like the really sad, depressed one that is like latching on to this ring that I adore. And no matter what pain befalls me. Nah, I am the emo one. I'm the sad little hobbit that is trying really hard.
Some days you're in Rivendell, other days you're at the gates of Mordor.
Yeah, and you're the Samwise Gamgee who helps me along my journey, takes care of me. And I did buy elf ears recently.
Oh, that's right.
So I can maybe try to be more Rivendell. Less Mordor, more Rivendell. That would be great. So I love the elf ears. They're really cute, and I can't wait to do a photo shoot with them. But anyway, that's what's cooking. I want to touch on the last couple of weeks. The podcast has been a little chaotic because Sean was high the week before last, and so we were a little bit everywhere. And then last week we had Nigel and the ghost of Joaquin on.
Yes.
And all hell broke loose. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was our first episode with a guest, so we didn't know how things were going to go or what was going to happen. We have a better idea now of how to handle guest time. You know, we have some more focus and ways to refine it and hopefully keep things on the path. We learned things. We learned how to better do episodes of the podcast. And I had a lot of fun having a guest on and chit-chatting and stuff. I mean, yeah. I don't want Nigel to be like, oh, well, you don't like my episode. No, that's not what I'm saying. And he will get an attitude about it. No. We had a great time, and I'm so happy that we had guests on, but it was chaos. It was utter chaos. It was just tangent after tangent. We were high and drunk, and that was an issue. And so we know better for next time. Things have been a little chaotic, but we're going to try to stay on track, is what I'm trying to say. I just want to, put that out there. We know the last couple of weeks have been a mess, a hot mess.
Well, hopefully they were entertaining, at least.
No, I do hope they were entertaining. Nobody said anything about my impressions. So I haven't heard shit, so I don't know what's happening with that. But hopefully it was entertaining. We had fun doing it. So yeah. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say about that. Forrest Gump.
We don't have a whole lot of follow-up, really. I mean...
Nobody sent in their ghost stories. I think they were just being chickens about it. I asked because I want to know. So if you have a ghost story, please tell me. Don't hold it back. I'm not interested in people holding shit back. Let me just go ahead and say that. Don't hold shit back. Just put it out there. I'd rather know than not know. You know what I'm saying? This goes for anything.
Yeah.
For anything, any situation. I don't like when things aren't said because then I have to carry that shit around because I don't know how to put it down. So just tell me your stories, please. I'm pleading with you. Yeah, so there's not a lot of follow-up. I just, I wanted to go over the elephant in the room. Yeah, things have been a little crazy. We're sorry. Life goes on. But as far as driving, we didn't get into that. We didn't watch that. Maybe we can save some of that for later. Maybe when things happen on the road, I can write them down somewhere so I remember them so I can go over those.
Yeah.
But in light of the last couple of weeks, we've also been figuring out ways to jazz it up, ways to jazz up the podcast, ways to keep the Hailey train on the tracks. And so we're going to introduce a couple of segments at the end of this episode. Also, it's episode 10, by the way.
Oh, shit, that's true.
It's already episode 10.
Yeah.
That just flew by.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. But we will have a couple new segments. So I'm very excited about that. Do you want to introduce our first segment? I think we can just go into it.
Yeah, sounds good. Our first segment is things that make you go,
OoooWeeee! So, do you want to explain things that make you go OoooWeeee and what this is about?
Well, we're kind of taking a shift off of everything that Hailey hates to maybe some things that Hailey and Sean are enjoying or love even. So, yeah, trying to bring some joy.
We're bringing balance to the universe.
Yes.
You know, we're hating, but we're also loving.
Yeah.
It is a yin and a yang, and you know, we're trying to do our part by bringing balance to the universe. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about some of the shows we've been watching, if that's okay, because those have been quite fun. So, aside from crying and crafting, we've been watching TV, and we've watched various shows that have been new to us, for the most part. On HBO Max, there's Jet.
Yeah, Jet was pretty good.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much away. So Carla Gugino plays this really hot, sexy, like thief for hire type lady.
Yeah.
Like secret spy, assassin, thief. Well, she says she doesn't kill, but you know, we'll see. I don't want to give anything away. So anyway, I've always thought that she was a great actress and like she's super hot. So I was excited to see this, and she's like a sexy thief lady. And there are a lot of women in the cast that are like kicking ass and doing a really great job. So I was excited to see that. We have watched the whole thing. Yeah. Well, up to now. I guess there's going to be a second season.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It's actually a pretty long watch. I mean, you're not going to binge it in a day. I think it's 9-hour-long episodes or something. So
yeah,
you got like a nice, depending on how long you want to stretch it out, you got a show that you can watch over a good period of time.
Yeah, exactly. So she is sort of out of the game, and then someone pulls her in to do another job, and then that leads to various things that happen. And I liked that she was a badass. Mm-hmm. I liked that she was smart and that there were other strong women around her.
Yeah.
I don't like that she still used sex and her body to like get things that she needed done. I mean, I wish they had found another way around that. But what's the guy, the main bad guy?
Giancarlo Esposito?
Yeah, so he was in Breaking Bad. He's in The Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. He's a great actor.
He's great, yeah.
Yeah, he's in a ton of things. He's in it, and I was trying to think if there's anyone else I recognized. Anyway, it's not, don't watch it with your kids around.
Yeah.
There is violence, there is sex, there is nudity, and, you know, cussing and all of that kind of stuff. Oh, I will also say that I liked how different episodes focused on different characters to kind of see their side of things or what was happening with that character in the present time of everything happening. Yeah.
The whole series is kind of interspliced with like some flashbacks and kind of filling in backstories and things like that as the main story's progressing.
Yes. And so there were certain episodes that focused on certain characters, and like there's some crazy stuff that happens, like just banana cakes. And there's one episode where you're following one of the, you know, more asshole characters, and there's a female character who has been essentially kidnapped, and she is trying to escape. I'm trying not to give anything away. I'm gonna tell you who or what. That whole episode is basically her trying to escape from this like underground subway station area type situation.
Yeah.
And it plays out like a horror film.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I jumped and like went, oh my God, you know, or something like that at some point.
Yeah.
It's like a horror movie. And I actually still think about it and how scary just some of the the imagery, knowing what was going to happen. Like, you don't necessarily see everything happen, but you know. And I felt like it was so good. And they use a lot of lighting, a lot. Color changes in the entirety of the show to like set certain moods and just be artistic looking and stuff. It's pretty cool. So that's Jet on HBO Max.
Yep.
If you're interested in that. Another one that we started watching also on HBO Max was The White Lotus. That one just came out a few weeks ago. I think we just watched the 4th episode.
Yeah, it's ongoing currently.
Yeah, it's happening now. So in that one, it's Jennifer Coolidge and Steve Zahn, Connie Britton, some really pretty girl with blue eyes. Like, I'm very jealous of her eye color. See, that's the combination I wanted to be born with, was dark hair and like fucking blue eyes.
See, I don't get how her eyes are so blue when her brother has brown eyes.
It's called genetics.
Yeah.
Just things work that way.
I suppose.
Sometimes it happens. Because in what class is that? Biology. Where you have to do the whole like chromosome thing.
Tangent alert. Tangent alert.
So we had to pair up. And I paired up, gosh, what was his name? I wasn't into him. I was into his friend. See, I was just a freshman and this guy was a senior. His name was Lon. And he was very attractive. He was a black man. And he had the juiciest booty. And I just couldn't understand how a man had that booty. And I loved it. I thought it was great. So I never talked to Lon. I was too scared. He was just like way out of my league. He was way older than me. Like, that was a big thing. But his friend was really nice. And I don't remember his friend's name, but like we were friends. I was one of the youngest people in the class. Because I think my biology class, I was the youngest. My geometry class, I was the only freshman in that class. So I was around older folks. But anyway, the friend, let's call him Ronnie, because I don't remember his name. He was very nice. And so when we did our DNA stuff, our kid came back with a cleft chin. Neither one of us had a cleft chin.
Huh.
This is this is the whole point of that explanation about Lon and the friend. That we did our DNA thing. Our kid was supposed to have a cleft chin. Neither one of us had a cleft chin. So that's just how the cookie crumbles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I got the brown-eyed cookie crumble when I wanted the blue-eyed cookie crumble, or even the green-eyed cookie crumble.
Oh, yeah.
And then later when I learned you can have, like, violet eyes, I was like, ooh, that's cool. I'll do that. Nope, I got brown eyes. But
you have beautiful brown eyes.
Thank you. 100% of Donnie Wahlberg say they are irresistible eyes. I'm not making that up. He actually said that to my face, and I tell anyone who can listen. So, you're being forced to listen. Donnie Wahlberg says, I have irresistible eyes. So, anyway, The White Lotus. That's what we were talking about. So that chick, I don't know if you watched Shadowhunters. Her brother is the cute one on Shadowhunters.
Alec?
Alec, yes.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think they're like, their last name's like Dodoro or something. I don't know, something like that.
Also, the dude who was one of the interns in the office.
Jake, I think.
Yeah, he was like the tuna of him. That was like Dwight Jr. and Tuna Jr. And he was the Tuna Jr. If you watch The Office, then you understand. Anyway, he's in it too. But it's about a resort in Hawaii, and it was actually filmed in Maui and Wailea. And it's about these people who are vacationing at this resort and the people who work there.
Like a richy rich resort.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or at least these people are staying in the suites, and they like were brought in on a boat and all kinds of stuff. So
yeah, it's like rich bitch, like that's the way I would like to do Hawaii kind of thing. And you know, it's a dramedy. Craziness ensues. Lots of things happen. I would say that mostly you shouldn't have kids in the room when you watch.
No.
I think up until this last episode, there wasn't that much like imagery or anything that would kind of throw things off necessarily.
Okay.
I mean, there was some like insinuation of masturbation. You could kind of see certain people taking their clothes off or like having sex under covers or something.
I mean, the first episode, I don't know if it was prosthetic, but you got to see Steve Zahn's like dick and balls.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, remember where he was having the whole thing starts out with him kind of having a crisis where he thinks he has testicular cancer.
I don't remember. I guess they weren't that impressive. I don't remember his dick and balls. I guess they didn't stay in my head. I don't remember that. Okay, never mind then. Don't have your kids in the room. Because by the 4th episode, there's definitely going to be something happening that you don't want your kids to see. So, you just thought about it, did you? Okay. Anyway, it's funny. I mean, Jennifer Coolidge plays a character who's more depressed. You find out that she has ashes that she has to, get rid of or whatever. And so she's having some issues. Like, everybody has some kind of issue.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of comedy and funny stuff. And it's kind of dark, too. And it makes me laugh. I really enjoy it. I wish I could just binge it. I wish I could just spend all week watching.
Hailey gets anxious to be able to get to watch White Lotus every Sunday.
I do. I like that mix of comedy and drama, and
yeah,
I like the funny parts and like the dark funny parts where I like that. It entertains me. So that one's good. We also have started watching Succession. Oops, Dobby's right next to me and I keep forgetting that he's under here. We also have been watching Succession. Oh my god, what channel is that on?
Yeah, HBO Max.
Okay. Well, we've been watching a lot of HBO Max. And so that one's been on for a while. I don't know how many seasons there are.
There's 2 seasons currently, and I think
I thought it was more than that.
I think they're working on a 3rd season, I believe.
Okay, well, I know Kieran Culkin is in it.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
Yeah, he's nutty. And I'm trying to think, I guess there's not a lot of other actors.
The main, paternal figure, I think you'll recognize him from all kinds of shows and stuff.
I don't know his name, though. But anyway, it's about this family who have a large corporation. They're very rich. They're very well-to-do. You were saying it was more kind of like a Disney, where there's all of these different...
I was thinking almost kind of like a Universal. So it's
okay.
Universal Studios. It's not quite as big as Disney. And maybe some of their shows aren't quite as big or something. I don't know. But it's not as giant as a Disney.
Yeah, but they're supposed to have music and TV and news sites and all of this kind of stuff under this corporate umbrella. And then, it's like all of their family drama and stuff that unfold. Mm-hmm. And that's been really fun to watch too. I don't know. I don't want to say that much about it because I don't want to give too much away. But I have been finding that entertaining because it's not really anything you can relate to.
Yeah.
So it's a nice brain escape.
Like ultra rich people.
Yeah, like crazy rich.
They take helicopters on the father's birthday to go play baseball.
Oh, yeah, they just go out in the country somewhere and there's a tent and a baseball game set up and all of this food, everything's catered, there are tables and stuff. Just for homeboy's birthday.
Yeah. Just for the afternoon, helicopter out. You know.
I would like that. I don't want all the bullshit that comes with being rich. I just want the money. Because not only could I do nice things for other people with the money, but I could just go to Italy and get some ravioli. You know what I'm saying? For the weekend. And I would love that. Get some ravioli, stroll through Pompeii. I want to see Pompeii.
Yeah, true.
I know that's not like a fun destination, but it's very interesting. I want to go to Pompeii. Yeah. And then I could just, jet home. And also, look, this would be the best thing about being rich to me, having my own private jet. The fact that I wouldn't have to stress out about going to the fucking airport and getting on a fucking plane with everybody staring at me because I'm the fat lady on the plane that they don't want to sit next to. Without all of their prying eyes, I could have a big old seat to myself. I could drink wine. I could chill. That would be so nice. The plane would already be disinfected before I got on it. I wouldn't have to be the one pulling out my alcohol wipes and wiping everything down before I sit down. Yes, I am that one. I also have a little cover for the seats. I have a little cover for the table that comes down. I'm organized, but also it's out of necessity because gross. And planes, airplanes, airports, traveling, all of it makes me so cranky. I'm already terrified of flying. So to have a private jet that I could just be like, it's just me and whoever's coming with me, and we're going to get there fine. We don't have to worry about some asshole clipping his fingernails or some ding-dong that's going to the bathroom in their socks or that kid with the sticky fingers that keeps kicking your seat. You don't have to worry about that. It's just peaceful. I want peaceful air travel. I would love a private jet. But sorry, I got on a tangent.
Don't even need a G5. A G4 is fine.
I'll take a G3. I don't even know what that is, but like Jesse McCartney talked about the G5. I didn't even know what that was. I thought maybe it was a car. And because he was leaving, you know.
Yeah.
So I knew it was a form of transportation. Didn't know it was a plane. Didn't know it was a private jet. Anyway, Succession, HBO Max.
One other, maybe final HBO Max one is we enjoyed Starstruck.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, so that was really funny. It's a comedy for sure, but I guess it has a dramatic kind of storyline, but it's mostly funny. Yeah. And the actress, is she a comedian? I feel like we've seen her do stand-up.
I know. I thought so too. I can't remember.
And she is from New Zealand, right?
I believe so, yes.
I'm pretty sure they called her a Kiwi in the thing, but I'm pretty sure she's from New Zealand. Anyway, I don't remember her name, but she's very pretty, and she's kind of goofy, and she's funny. And she is just a person living in London, and she happens to meet this guy, and they hook up, and then she finds out that he's a big name actor.
Yeah.
Like big celebrity leading man. I'm trying to think his level of stardom would be what, like a Ryan Reynolds or bigger than that probably.
Well, he was in, I thought it was like maybe less than a Ryan
Oh, really?
Reynolds. Yeah. Because he was in kind of like I don't know, that movie well, I guess it was just him and that actress were the two mains in that movie. Huh. Yeah, maybe so.
Like a young Tom Cruise. Like a
Chris,
a Jake
Chris
Gyllenhaal.
Pratt.
Chris
Galaxy
Pratt. I was going to say Jake Gyllenhaal in like Prince of Persia. Ooh, I want to watch that again. You know, he's like a big name actor. She doesn't recognize him. She finds out later he's a celebrity, and then, you know, that's their issue. And so throughout the show, you're wondering, well, are they going to get together again? Are they going to have a relationship? Are they not? Is it, you know, what's going to be the deciding factor? Anyway, it was very entertaining, and it's half-an-hour shows, right?
Yeah, I can't remember. Maybe.
I think so, maybe. Oh, well, I think those were the main shows I was going to talk about. I was also going to mention Black Monday on Showtime. That just ended, right?
Third season of Black Monday just finished up.
And that's just crazy and funny and silly and nutso. So very entertaining. Paul Scheer is in it. June Dan Raphael.
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle, yes.
Horatio Sands was a little bit in season 3. Casey Wilson.
I was trying to think. I'm trying to picture everybody's face. Anyway, there's a lot of people in it, and it takes place in the 80s, and so there's very dated clothing and hair, and that's really fun too.
Yeah.
I love seeing what they're wearing, all of that. It's just fun. It's fun. So check that out too.
And then Ted Lasso season 2 started on Apple TV.
Yeah. That's a good one as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always liked Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah.
I had a big crush on him for a while. And his character is just so like lovable, down home, like I don't know. He's just but I think he knows, you know, more about what's happening around him than it leads on, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's wisdom to him, but it comes from a very like simple package.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. It's really good. It has like it's funny, but it does have a lot of heart to it, which is what we really loved about the first season.
Yeah, totally.
I think that's everything that's making me say ooh-wee lately. Besides crafting, I did find a stick at the winery, and I made a wand out of it. That was fun.
Oh, yeah, that's very cool.
I embedded little gemstones and rocks into it, painted it, sparkled it up. I'll post it on my Instagram probably on Saturday, so if you guys want to check that out. Oh, also, can I give a shout out to the crispy chicken salad at Red Robin? It's really good. It makes me happy. I'm still eating a salad, but I got the crunch from the chicken. It's tasty.
It is good.
I just wanna shout out that. What did I do? Honey mustard poppy seed dressing on that one?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite tasty.
So if you want to go to Red Robin,
And I don't know how necessarily like healthy they are, but the zucchini fries are pretty tasty.
oh, the zucchini fries. Yeah, those are good. Those are real good.
It's like zucchini straws that have been like breaded and fried. So
Once you pop, you can't stop. They're so good. Also, the garlic fries. We've had Red Robin a few times lately. It's just quick and easy. But usually we just get a salad. But I had the garlic fries last time. Oh my God. You will burp like a motherfucker. But they are so tasty. So those are our Red Robin recommendations. Just in case you need a smackerel for yourself. Or the ones you love.
well, I don't know where it fits in, but the one other thing we did watch was F9.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we did watch it. So we listened to a podcast called How Did This Get Made? Where they they watch essentially shitty movies and then talk about them. And, they go over everything that happens and the plot and different aspects of making the film and all of that. And it's really funny. We enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
And so it is more fun to listen to the podcast when we watch what they have watched. Well, it's their tradition to do every Fast and Furious movie, which I am not a fan of. I don't particularly enjoy them. Vin Diesel looks like a thumb. I'm not attracted to him in any way. There's no reason for me to watch these movies. They're not for me. Okay? And yet, it is better to watch the movie, to hear them talk about it, so you understand just how insane everything is. And so, yes, we did watch the movie.
We haven't watched all of the Fast and Furious movies.
No. I know I've seen 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
And I think you and I watched 7 or something for the podcast.
Yeah.
Not our podcast, but their podcast.
Yeah, we watched 7, we missed 8, and now we watched 9.
Okay. And then did we see the one with the little kickboxing guy? Jason Statham. The one that he did separate, did we see that one?
Oh, Hobbs and Shaw? I think I watched that one because you weren't interested in it.
Is that the one where he was like humping someone on a car top or something?
Oh, no, that's like Crank or something like that.
Oh, okay. I knew he was involved though, right? Because you were like, oh my God, this is crazy. Is that right?
Yeah, Jason Statham was in Crank and he was in Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Crank was the one I'm thinking about where he's humping someone.
Yeah, something like that where he can't like let his adrenaline go down or something like that or he'll die, so he has to constantly be doing crazy shit.
Every man's dream. Okay, so I thought I had seen the other one with Homeboy, but I didn't. Good for me.
It's him and The Rock, and The Rock holds a truck and a helicopter together with chains, and
oh Lord,
it's insane.
I'm glad I missed it.
Idris Elba was in it as like Black Superman. I mean, that's what he calls himself. He's not an actual Superman, but he's got I think he's got a super suit, or he's got
also it's not like a parallel universe where he's a Superman.
No.
Oh, okay. I was really confused. So I was thinking, I don't remember seeing him in a Superman costume or anything. Yeah, so we did watch the movie. It's mildly entertaining. I laughed out loud. We also had Sean's mom over for dinner when we watched it, and I think she got mad at me because I was laughing. I was guffawing, you guys. I made sure to get high. I had a shitty day that day. I got high. I watched that movie. I laughed out loud multiple times. And then there was some point, like maybe 2 laughs in, where she goes, "This isn't a comedy. This isn't supposed to be a comedy." And I'm like, well, it's trying real hard. But I think she was mad at me for laughing. I think she's into Vin Diesel. He just looks like a thumb to me. Not interested.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, what did I say he looked like? I had specific things I said. The wrestler guy.
Oh, Cena.
John Cena's in it.
Yeah. Amazingly, Vin Diesel's brother.
Yeah.
Which they kind of allude to maybe he's only a half-brother.
Yeah, they don't know. They just wanted John Cena in the movie. I was laughing most of the movie. And then there were parts that were boring that I looked at my phone. But it was mildly entertaining. I mean, there was crazy stuff. The dialogue is awful. Just the bare minimum. And It's just always so funny to me how Vin Diesel doesn't change his facial expression. You know, his eyes look the same.
Yeah.
His mouth just slightly hangs open. There's no wrinkles in his forehead that much, you know?
Yeah.
Like, nothing changes. He's just like, okay.
The worst thing you could do to a Toretto is take the family.
Family. Every time he came on the screen, I just said, family. I think that your mom didn't like that either. Every time things would get serious, I'd go, family. Which I thought was hilarious. Anyways, yeah, it was, watch it if you want to. It is entertaining, I guess. It's fun to laugh at because it is just crazy.
Yeah.
They defy the laws of gravity. They defy the laws of physics. They defy laws of the human body. Just the way they take a licking and keep on ticking is just like not realistic. Just everything. Everything is wrong in that movie. None of it should be happening. None of it.
I know. It almost seems like there's even like almost meta dialogue where they're seeming to say that they're like beyond human, like superheroes or something, that they can't get harmed.
Yeah, they sit down and have a conversation about how amazing it is that they never get hurt when all of this crazy stuff is happening. And they're like, oh yeah, I guess we're sort of we're supernatural or something. You know, they make some kind of, and you're like, are they trying to tell us that they're superheroes? Because they are not. They are not. But it was a really odd scene where they were so serious and they were really like taking it in like, oh, we just found out we have superpower. Like that was the vibe of the scene. It was incredible. It was insane. Yeah, I'm not happy I watched it. It's true. It's true.
No cap.
So No Cap, which, not a fan of the title. It's a working title for this segment. No cap. If you haven't listened to the previous podcast, I don't know where you listen to this one. No cap means no lie. So this is a truth-telling segment. This is about keeping it fucking real. We're going to talk about real shit. Another podcast I like is called The Deep Dive with Jessica St. Clair and June Diane Raphael. And they talk about some real shit. Jessica has had cancer and, you know, people they love have died. Like, they talk about all kinds of stuff. And I'm usually laughing and crying like every episode. And I really, really like that. And obviously, I've mentioned a little before, I have anxiety. I have depression. I have complex PTSD from childhood trauma. I am just a little treasure trove of mental issues. And
you had thyroid cancer.
Oh, yeah, the old cancer. Forgot about it. Had that too. Check. So I am just, you know, things affect me from time to time. More so than not, quite frankly. And sometimes you just want to talk about it. And so I figured when we were talking about having different segments, it would be nice to have the little moments where we can just talk about shit.
Yeah.
So that's what No Cap, the segment, is about. It's just about real shit. So we'll try to keep it in the segment, but, you know, humans and all. So what shall we talk about? I guess like the last couple of weeks, my depression has been really bad.
Yeah.
I've been crying most every day.
It's not all day. It's just some parts.
Not all day. Just an hour here and there. Saturday was really bad. I think I've been doing better since then. But Saturday, I was really down and cried for a bit. And Sean's mom had me buy her a tiara for the wedding that we're going to. And she had to come pick it up. Well, I was like, well, I got a fucking puffy face, but you can come over for dinner if you want to. And so we watched the movie and that was fine. So obviously I have anxiety and I will have panic attacks. From time to time, triggered by whatever. And it's only been, well, Saturday maybe, that I figured out the difference between what was happening then I thought was a panic attack when it was actually an emotional flashback from my PTSD. Now, I've been reading a lot more about complex PTSD and how so many of the issues that I have relate back to the childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Like, these are all just like light bulbs that are going off all the time. I think my depression's been worse because of it, because when I'm learning about it, things are playing back in my head, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of forced to relive shit. But in that, well, not in the moment, I didn't differentiate it, but later on when I thought about it, that's really the first time that I've been able to say, oh, that was an emotional flashback.
Yeah.
Not a panic attack like I thought it was. So hopefully I can differentiate it better in the moment when it happens in the future. So yeah, there was less. I guess the difference is, if you're going through this and you're wondering, the difference that I noticed was that a panic attack, I feel very in danger, you know, like, well, for lack of a better word, the panicky feeling, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, oh my God, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. Like, I need to run, that kind of feeling. That was there less for this. Like, it started as that, but the sort of emotional flashback of it was just me remembering shit that happened to me and shitty things that my parents, specifically my mom, would say to me and how that made me feel. So whereas a panic attack is more like, I gotta get out of here, the flashback was more like, oh God, I'm a pathetic piece of shit. And I remember all of these things happening to me and being said to me. And oh my God, it's just like an overwhelming feeling versus the sort of flight of it all. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense to me.
Oh, okay. All right. Hopefully I'm explaining it okay.
I mean, I don't have that experience per se, but I believe I can understand how you're explaining it.
Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, I like for my words to make sense. So yeah, it was really weird because that's the first time I'd ever picked up on the difference, you know? And so, like, it seems like it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
But also it like fucking sucks because then you're still constantly remembering like tons of shit that was said and did to you and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, highs and lows, pros and cons. It's a very lonely feeling to like have to feel, I don't want to cry, have to feel all of these things all the time.
Yeah.
And nobody really, I mean, at least nobody that's like right around me, I feel like really fully understands. I mean, there's other people, tons of other people have had lots of really shitty things happen to them. And I know there's people that'll understand exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's not a lot of people in my life that I feel have had those specific experiences where we can like talk and be like, oh, okay, that happens to you, that happens to me. Like we're normal for fucked up people, you know what I'm saying? Where you could have some kind of camaraderie with someone.
And it's kind of hard to, for that to come up like spontaneously in conversations and stuff, because usually you're trying to put a good forward and stuff and not like expose your most vulnerable
and that's I don't like the bullshit. I don't just tell me how fucking fucked up you are from the get-go. I want to know what are your mental issues, what kind of awful things are you dealing with, what happened to you as a kid, how are you feeling, what are the little demons in your closet, what do they look like, how do you keep control of them? Like I want to talk about all that stuff. I don't like, how's the weather, how's your mom, where do you work? I don't like that stuff. I want to like, when was the last time you cried? When was the last time you laughed? Were you beat as a child? Do you go to therapy? How has it helped you? Are you on medication? How has it helped you? You know?
Yeah.
Like
Hailey's version of small talk.
Yeah.
So what kind of meds are you on?
How long have you had depression? Which parent beat you? What instruments did they use? we could have some stuff to talk about. Oh shit. Anyway, I also like laughing about it because Otherwise, you're crying about it.
Yeah.
At least I am. So, so it's helpful to make those dark jokes. I had a dream actually where I was helping some people, like helping a sort of an acquaintance, and that person's friend had cancer or they were getting a treatment or something. And so I was just kind of joking with them about it. I made some kind of like cancer joke and they were completely silent. And I was like, oh shit, too soon. I was like, I had to laugh at my cancer to like get through it. So I thought it'd be okay. And then they started laughing when they knew I wasn't like being an insensitive asshole.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was actually trying to entertain and lighten the mood because, you know, people don't joke about it. They don't, not a lot anyway.
Yeah.
You know, they don't talk about cancer in a friendly way. And I feel like a lot of times you have to. It's not, you usually don't do it right away, but then at some point, sometimes you got to laugh about it to not just stay in bed all day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so they started laughing and they were like, oh, cool. Like, no one ever makes jokes. And we didn't know how to take that. And then we all started laughing about how fucked up having cancer is.
Yeah.
And so it was great. And I enjoyed that dream. It was shaky at first. I didn't know how they were going to react. I don't even remember the joke or anything, but yeah, I don't even remember my point of that.
Tig Notaro's got some good cancer humor.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's, if you've ever, had cancer or, had a family member or someone you cared about with cancer and stuff, I mean, or maybe just having empathy, I mean, you're going to have some tears, but it's also some good laughs and
yeah, it's always
that.
like mildly uncomfortable, like it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of start laughing about it a little bit more. I mean, like when your dad had cancer, he had leukemia, he died in 2012. I definitely wasn't making fun of cancer then. I mean, I think it would have helped us a lot if we could have made fun of cancer then. But I wasn't in that mental space then. And I feel like I should have been.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it can be uncomfortable. It can be really uncomfortable and it can be upsetting to, a certain point. But, like hearing comedians talk about things like that. But then there are a lot of little gems of jokes in there. And yeah, I think Tig Notaro, she had breast cancer. And she has some great stand-up about it.
Here's something I learned. I had a friend who got testicular cancer, and they removed the whole ball. The other one compensates by growing larger.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Like how large? Like a dinosaur egg, or?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't asked for
Oh, you didn't ask?
measurements or anything like that. But yeah,
that'd be an interesting conversation to have.
He
that.
had to ask his doctor because he's like,
oh, okay,
what's going on here? This ball's getting pretty big.
Oh, okay.
Bigger than it was. Should I worry about this?
Oh my goodness, that'd be terrifying.
It's compensating.
They never tell you enough information at the doctor.
It's true.
They never tell you. And you think with cancer and stuff, you would want to tell everyone every single aspect that look, these are the things you can expect to happen. These are the things you should be concerned about. Like, come see me if these things start happening.
Yeah.
These are different ways you're going to feel. Here's different. You would expect that you would be given a lot of information and resources in which to help you get through it. No. They don't give a shit. I mean, in my experience even, they didn't tell me everything. The only reason that our house was protected from my radioactive body was because I did internet research leading up to my radiation treatment. So I had to go to the hospital and do all of these scans and stuff. And then they give me a pill that's radioactive. I swallow it. I have to come home immediately and completely isolate myself. I was doing quarantine before it was cool, okay? And they didn't tell me shit about my body, my saliva, my urine, every excretion coming from within my body. They didn't tell me all of that was going to be harmful to everyone around me. They didn't tell me that I needed to cover my entire room in plastic and do all of these things. All of the precautions, the preparations that we made in the days leading up to that was because I read it on the internet.
Oh, I thought they gave you more information.
No. They gave me a sheet with precautions.
Yeah.
30 minutes before they gave me the radioactive pill.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And you and I spent days taking furniture out of our bedroom, moving things around, covering things in plastic, getting everything set up. My whole bathroom was covered in plastic. I had to have a separate microwave for my food. I had to have all of this water and breakfasts and stuff that I could make in my bedroom. We had to have at least 2 sets of sheets for every day for the first however many days. So we had to go to Big Lots and buy all of these sheet sets for the air mattress I used. I had to have multiple toothbrushes and multiple sets of toiletries and all of this stuff. And you have to spit when you brush your teeth. You have to spit in the toilet and then you have to flush it 4 times. And I had to take a shower multiple times a day. Because, my sweat and my saliva and everything was radioactive. The only reason that we were prepared is because I did my research, not because anyone gave me information. Because, again, it was right before they gave me the pill, they gave me the sheet with all of the information on the back.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been enough time at all.
No.
I had to stay, 15 feet away from you or something like that?
Well...
Once we got home.
As soon as I swallowed the pill, we had to rush out to the car. I sat in the back of the car while you drove. We came straight home. I had to come straight to my plastic palace, as I called it. And you couldn't be near me at all. Neither could the dogs.
Yeah.
We had other dogs at that point. And Sean would leave my food, like dinner. He'd leave it at the door because the door was closed for quite a while. And then I would go get it once you walked away. And so I was quarantined in the plastic room for 9 days. And then I got to come out and go to the doctor again and get another scan. And so, it was craziness.
Yeah.
But my point was they don't tell you anything ahead of time. They don't tell you your ball's going to enlarge and you should that's normal.
Yeah.
They don't tell you that stuff. They don't. I don't know why they don't think about it because they've done this before,
Yeah.
And everybody's different and everybody's going to have different things that happen to them. But have a list, here's some shit that might happen to you. And all of this is normal. And these are things to look out for and stuff. There was hardly anything about thyroid cancer, which is why I wrote all about it on my blog, because I wanted people to be more prepared than I was, because I knew that for my anxiety, I wanted to know about every doctor appointment. I want to know exactly what happened. I wanted to know what the needles looked like. I wanted to know everything. And there was not a lot of information. And so I was like, well, then that's my job. So I got to write about it and talk about it and stuff. And I know that I've helped some people that found out they had thyroid cancer after me. So that's awesome. I'm glad that it helped some people because there was nothing.
Yeah.
It's really tough to find. So fun talking about cancer. Ooh-wee. That's another ooh-wee.
And now Hailey hates sour stuff because she had to do sour candy for pretty much the entire time to get the radiation worked out of her saliva glands.
Yeah, I just suck on sour candies the whole time because they wanted you to get all the radioactive saliva out. And good Lord, I sucked on sour candies just constantly. And my mouth was raw in places. It was just burning. I hate sour things now. They just make me hurt. And I don't like them. I just don't like them. I don't want sour candies anymore. They're painful. They're really quite painful. You don't expect that. I didn't anyway.
And I remember, I think when my dad went through, I don't know, I think it was when he went through the chemotherapy, one of the drugs or whatever, it made him pee green.
Oh yeah, and they didn't tell him that.
I don't think so.
He started peeing and it was green and he freaked out. What else is wrong with me? Why is this happening to me? Yeah, they didn't tell him his pee was going to be green.
Yeah. Hopefully not too much of a bummer.
Wah, wah.
Bummer, brah.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't a bummer. Anyway, thank you for letting me share all of that and talk about it. That's very helpful to me. I like doing my tarot card readings on Monday. That may sound kind of goofy to people, but I feel like they're really helpful for introspection and just thinking about how you're feeling and where you're at and that kind of thing. I think they're very helpful. When I did my reading, it told me to focus on things that light me up and keep doing those things.
Yeah, good.
You know, to try to find my like that's where my purpose lies or whatever. And I do feel like talking about shitty shit and trying to laugh about it is part of my purpose.
Yeah, I think so.
Turning my pain and sorrow into laughter is important to me. So thank you for letting me, spill the tea and talk some shit about cancer and depression, that bitch. And I hope that I can do it again in the future, because it is helpful. And I'm sure I know that there are other people who also have anxiety and depression and trauma and cancer and lots of other bullshit, like.
Yeah.
And I don't like just talking shit, like just talking about whatever bullshit. I don't like, how's the weather? How are the Cardinals today? I don't, whatever. Sports ball. How's your team? Hanging to the left or the right? I don't care. That's not the stuff I want to talk about. I want to talk about the real shit. So this was a great outlet. I feel like the podcast is also part of my journey and exercise in being more me and trying to step out of my comfort zone more for all kinds of reasons, which I'm sure we'll get to in future episodes when those things come up. But yeah, it's fun. I like doing it. I feel like it's part of my purpose. So there you go. This is what you get. I'm trying very hard. Sometimes too hard. That's also an issue with me. But I'm happy to have this outlet and activity and tool in, pushing myself out of the comfort zone. Today's a pretty good mental day, I guess.
Awesome.
Which, they haven't when I've tried to record the podcast. We've had some ups and downs. I've tried to push things to the side, but now we're just tackling them head on. So that's good. I like it. All right. I'll shut up. I've talked a lot, but we would love for you to share us with your friends. They listen to you. They believe you, they trust you. And it's your duty to share our podcast with your friends. They look up to you. They admire you so, and they're going to love that you're recommending them things, because they just can't wait to hear what you think. So share us with your friends. Also, I would encourage you to leave us a 5-star review if you feel so inclined on whatever platform accepts reviews. I know Apple does. I don't know what other ones do.
Yeah.
Quite frankly.
Yeah.
I'm not schooled on that. But I'm just saying, if you see where you can review us, please do. Please leave us a 5-star review. We would love that. We would love you for it. Also, if you want to email us any juicy tidbits, any thoughts, any opinions, any experiences, anything you want us to know about you, about us, about the podcast, about podcast topics, it's very broad, the range of things that you can email us about.
Indeed.
But you can. And we're at HaileyHatesEverything@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram. I did post the ghost photo that I talked about in the last episode. I posted it on our Instagram. You have that link in the description. And, you're welcome to follow us individually on Instagram. I like to show my plus size style. I like to talk about beauty products and travel and my dogs and boy bands and Outlander. And I have a lot of costumes I've bought that I want to do photo shoots in. So those will be coming up at some point. I've done a lot of crafts lately, so I post about those. The different artwork and things that I do. I'm debating about opening an Etsy store. We'll see if that happens. I do have a YouTube channel. I do unboxing videos and shit like that. Mostly WeeBox unboxings there. I do beauty box unboxings on Instagram Live. I'm trying to plug all my shit. I think that's everything that's happening right now at this moment. Yeah, so anyway, if you feel so inclined, follow us, email us, hook it up. And we look forward to seeing you again in the future, or, you know, chit-chatting with you. At least we can't see you, but if you send us a photo of you, we can see you, but no dick pics, please. Unless, okay.
Here it comes.
If you're Chris Evans, if you're Henry Cavill, if you're Mark Fahey, if, you know what, Nick Carter, I'm curious. Joe McIntyre, I know what you're packing. Those are the people that I will accept dick pics from. I'm sure there's some others in there. So if I left you out, I'm so sorry. But choose wisely. Maybe ask for consent first still. Just so I can say, yes, Chris Evans, please send me a picture of your dick. Which I actually have already kind of seen, because he did post that dick pic accidentally on Instagram story.
Yeah.
And hallelujah for the gay sites, because they picked it up right away, and that's where I found it. And, you know, it was a dick. It wasn't, I wouldn't write home about it, you know, but it was perfectly fine. I'm sure it gets the job done.
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry, Chris Evans. Didn't mean to talk about your dick. Got distracted. So thank you. We really hate to say goodbye. Like right now, I feel like I could just chit chat to you all night. But we gotta go. Gotta go. I really like doing Backstreet Boys songs on the podcast. Just little sound clips like that. Gotta go. That just makes me laugh.
Well, I'll drop some In Sync. Baby, bye, bye, bye.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. I see how you're playing the game. All right. Well, if NSYNC is in the house, then we gotta go. I got beef with NSYNC. I'll tell you about it later. Bye.
Bye.